Good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to BSC News Live. Thank you very much for joining us once again. It's been a very, very interesting week in crypto world. Obviously, we've seen Bitcoin pump to, I want to say new highs, but it's not really new highs. It's, well, just an increase in price, which has been nice to see. Obviously, if you are holding or have bought lower and you're going up in price. However, if you're in a short position, things perhaps might not have been too good for you. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. Anyway, yeah, so we'll just do a recap of what we've looked at this week, because we've had some really, really interesting guests on, and then also just look at what we could be facing next week. Anyway, starting out. So what I'm going to bring up is the liquidations. Hold on a moment. So earlier in the week, we witnessed a short squeeze on Bitcoin, and I'll show you why that is shortly. So here are the liquidations for the past, oh, it looks like a month. Yeah, for the past month. And we can see that the liquidations here, on the 14th of March, I can't go any lower resolution, otherwise I have to pay something like $400 a month. So the resolution here, the most liquidations occurred on 14th of March at the start of this week. And that's when we did the live stream, when sort of the liquidations were happening. There was a short squeeze going on. But it really shows you throughout the whole month what, you know, how many liquidations there were. It says here, total liquidations, all exchanges, $72 million, 873,805 and 41 cents. But I thought it was a lot more than that. The day before as well was another high for the month, which was $19 million. But if we then look at a different sort of on-chain data website, so what we're looking at the moment is a website called Glassnode. And the next website that we're going to look at is called CoinGlass. I always get confused between these two because they sound similar, CoinGlass and Glassnode. Anyway, so this is CoinGlass now. Previously, it was Glassnode. And it shows you here the total liquidations. So 1 hour, not many, which is fine. 24 hours, though, 185 million. So the exchanges that Glassnode look at for liquidations are Binance, BitMEX, and OKX. So it's missing out, well, a lot of the other exchanges, which make up for, I think, the vast majority of liquidation, of the liquidation amount. However, I'm just going to show you another metric, which is this, which shows you the futures volume, or the derivatives volume on exchanges, and we can see there that Binance is by far the biggest. So Binance, OKX, Bybit. So theoretically, it shouldn't really make a difference. And I thought Bitfinex would be right up there, but it's not really, which is quite interesting. Anyway, moving back to these liquidations. So this is, yeah, switch back to CoinGlass now. So we can see in 24 hours that $186 million have been liquidated. Most of them are from Bitcoin. If we go down as well, we can see that the majority of the market is currently long, which is quite interesting. On earlier in the week, I think it was 91% of the market was short. If you go back and look at our, I think, our shorts playlist on YouTube, you'll be able to see, excuse me, sort of a little video explaining yeah, explaining that. Anyway, yeah, here we are. The only two exchanges that are majority short at the moment are BitMEX and Deribit. It's a big discrepancy as well. It's not like, there's small percentage changes. It's 84% short for BitMEX, 82% short for Deribit, and then all the others are like 84% long. It's not close at all. So I don't know exactly why that is. That's an average of 4 hours. Maybe it's individual large trades or something. And then we can see average of 24 hours on Deribit, 99.14% short. It'd be interesting to see the funding rate for that. Anyway, moving on a little bit, just to the Bitcoin chart. So here we are. So this is the Bitcoin chart since 2014. There we go. So it's a logarithmic view, which I find sort of make things a bit easier in if you're looking at a large time frame. And this is on the 3-day chart at the moment. I'm just going to take this channel off. But if we sort of zoom in a little bit, maybe to 4 hours, here we are. It's logarithmic again. I'm going to take this indicator off as well, but I'll talk about that in just a moment because I think it's very, very good. We can see that Bitcoin has pumped up to a level where it dipped to in May 2022, and it hit there, and it's just gone just above there. So if we look, sort of zoom in, if we go to maybe the 1 hour chart, it looks as though it's trying to break that level, so to speak, which is good if you're in a long position. If we go back to a slightly longer time frame now, so once again, this area here, there's a lot of there's always seems to be volatility between 26,600 and also 25,200. I don't know why, but also if we go back, let's go back to 3 days. If we extend sort of that line there, we can see that historically as well, if we go back and look at this area, it's Bitcoin moves very, very quickly between this, or in this area, which is interesting. So, it spends a long time sort of in these lower areas and then these upper areas. But then this area, this tiny bit, volatility, which is interesting. But who knows what we're going to see later in the week. If we switch to the 4 hour chart and turn on our Lorentzian classification AI bot, it shows us a buy signal pretty much at the bottom. If we look at which candle it told us to buy here, which is pretty impressive. At the moment, this bot has an 81.4 win rate. And this is what we looked at earlier in the week and also end of last week as well. So if you did buy here, fantastic. You'll be up quite a bit, especially if you're using leverage. But if you are using leverage, do be careful. Obviously, it gave a sell signal there and then a buy signal pretty much at the bottom. And as you can see up here, 81.4% win rate. We'll see, what happens next week. Obviously, we could draw some lines, that sort of thing. But, there's that old saying, draw lines, get wrecked, or draw triangles, get wrecked. But if we draw a line like here, we can see there's sort of line of resistance. There you go. So at the moment, it looks like we're trying to break through that. And obviously, if we do, we could see us go higher. If we don't, we could go lower. Or something completely different could happen. No one knows. And if they say they do know, they don't. But that's where we are at the moment. I'm going to bring up another metric, which has got to do with liquidations again. I'm actually going to resize my screen as well, just so it's a little bit easier to see. So this, we sometimes look at this chart on the live streams. 2 seconds, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so this chart is from Decen Trader, and it shows where the liquidations lie. So, for example, down here are liquidations for longs. So that's if the price went down, these long positions would be liquidated. And then over here, these are liquidations for shorts. So if the price went up, these shorts would be liquidated, or they'd be forced to add more margin or close their position. And so when you close a position in a short, you have to buy. So shorts, in my mind, are a guaranteed buy in the future, and longs are a guaranteed sell. So when a person takes out a short, yes, the price could go down. but then when they close the short, it's a guaranteed buy, which is good. Is it? Yeah, a little bit more complicated than that, but in a way you can think of it perhaps like that. But we can see that there's liquidations very, very close for the, I'm just going to sort of zoom in. Yeah, we can see that there's liquidations very close for the shorts at the moment. We just have to get to, I'm going to zoom in again, this price here, which is 27,000. So if we get to 27,000 and above that, there could theoretically be another short squeeze. And what that means is people would either need to close their positions, and which would mean they'd have to buy Bitcoin or return their Bitcoin to where they originally borrowed it from, which would in turn theoretically make the price go up. Apologies if you can hear some weird scratching. That's my dog in the other room. It's nothing. Yeah, I'm just going to close this door. So if we were to get to 27,000, we could theoretically see another short squeeze. On the inverse of things, we'd need to get all the way down to around, this number is tiny, 19,500 to go to the opposite direction. Personally, I can't see that realistically happening. There are a lot of longs open from, well, the liquidation level at around 15,000 as well. Yeah, so it doesn't mean, sorry, it's open from there. That's just the liquidation level. So obviously they can be in the red and have to sort of top up their margin, and that level would change as well. But it's quite interesting to see. I've got some other interesting metrics here as well, but it's all, yeah, in a lot of different tabs. So this here, this is a very, very interesting chart. I think it shows, it's called BTC Dom F0, which is BTC or Bitcoin dominance in the market. So essentially it measures how closely correlated the Bitcoin price is with the rest of the crypto market. If it goes up, essentially that means it's decoupling and making its own price movement. It's moving a lot more differently to the rest of the crypto market. However, if it's following it very, very closely, maybe if Ethereum is having a bigger impact on the market than Bitcoin is, it'll go down. So as we can see at the moment, Bitcoin is a very dominant market player. And what sometimes happens after there's been a pump in Bitcoin, obviously the dominance will fall, like we've seen, well, historically, you know, there, it'll go down a bit there. After a pump, there can be a dump, as they say. So we could see alts after this Bitcoin rally go up. You know, people take their money out of Bitcoin, put it into alts, and then out of alts, put it into memes. That last bit is a semi-joke. Please don't take any of this as financial advice, as always. It's purely for entertainment purposes, you know. So this is Bitcoin dominance. As we can see at the moment, Bitcoin, well, the price action for Bitcoin is essentially decoupled from the rest of crypto. It's making a lot more volatile moves than, yeah, alts, which is interesting. So that's the Bitcoin dominance chart, and you can view it on TradingView. If we go to the Ethereum pair at 4 hours, 2 seconds, what we're going to do is turn on our Lorentzian classification AI learning bot, and this can be accessed on TradingView if you search Lorentzian classification. And from what I found, it's the best indicator to use. So Lorentzian classification is quite, I want to say like advanced mathematics model. I don't understand how it works at all. I've looked up, you know, articles on it, but, you know, I trust the process. And on the Ethereum US dollar chart, if we switch to 4 hours, we found that the win rate of the 4-hour chart for Ethereum is very, very impressive. So this bot has made a win rate of 88.5%. Basically 9 out of 10 of all trades that this bot makes are winning trades. We can see here that there's a buy signal pretty much slam bam in the bottom at 14.55, and there's still no sell signal, but, you know, now we're up past 1700, which is very interesting indeed. And historically, you can see where the buys and sells are generally, well, 88.5% of the time, it has a winning trade, which is good. If you've got any other, trading bots or indicators that you think are the bee's knees, just type them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to look at them. But for me, so far, this Lorentzian classification one has been super, really, really good. So that's the sort of technical analysis part of the stream, and some aspects that we looked at earlier in the week as well, such as the short squeeze, liquidations, and obviously our Lorentzian classification bot, which I'm a big fan of. Anyway, moving on, we've had some really, really interesting guests this week. I'm going to start at the beginning of the week and sort of move through the week. So the first one, or one of the guests that we had on, was Metaplex. And obviously, I do a lot of research on these projects before they come on. And I didn't realize how great what these guys are building are. Again, this is not financial advice. You need to do your own research before investing in a project, or that sort of thing. But what this project are doing is making, creating, or more like distributing an NFT project available to anyone. So if we go to creators here, I'm going to share this tab. There we go. What you can do actually as well is look back on our YouTube channel at the previous live streams, and you'll be able to see the sort of full interview where we had with Mac, I think, from Metaplex. So they offer a complete no-code user interface to make NFTs. When I say make NFTs, I don't mean the design part. You'd need to perhaps be an artist yourself and make the different parts of the NFT, or design the art, that sort of thing. However, what they do is essentially you can create the whole collection using Metaplex with no code at all. And when they say no code, they literally mean no code. Just a couple of drop-down menus. You upload a few files, bish bosh bam, Bob's your uncle. It's on Solana, so it's not BNB chain or Ethereum. It's Solana only. And Mac from Metaplex gives some really, really good arguments about why they're using Solana and the future possibilities, or the future the future of what Solana could be. And it's very interesting. A very, very good, worthwhile stream to watch. There are a few shorts as well on our YouTube channel. Just go to the shorts section and you can see them there. Another guest that we've had on this week is Everrise. And this was really interesting as well. So Peter from their team spoke, who revealed on stream that he's an attorney. I'm sure a lot of people knew that anyway, but I didn't. And some of the answers that he gave about Everrise, but also blockchain technology and the SEC, and even so far as fractional reserve banking, were really, really interesting. So if you're interested in a more in-depth sort of the finance and legal side of crypto, go back and watch that stream. We are currently making some shorts for it at the moment. There's been one uploaded, but we will release more. But Peter from Everrise is an incredibly interesting person and a great spokesperson for Everrise as well. And what Everrise is doing, their whole sort of cacophony of tools and applications. So if we go here on their ecosystem, you'll be able to see quite a few of their offerings. And one that I think is very, very good, that you can use now, is called Ever Revoke. So what this does, you revoke permissions from smart contracts that you previously interacted with. So for example, on PancakeSwap, when you authorize a swap, you'll need to give PancakeSwap permission to access what you're swapping. So you give it permission to access, for example, USDC and Cake. But the permissions that you'll grant it are an unlimited amount of USDC and Cake. Obviously, at the moment, that's fine because PancakeSwap is in safe hands, and there's been no hacks or anything like that. But we do like to be safe and err on the side of caution. So with Ever Revoke, what you can do, if we launch the decentralized app, and I'll share that tab, you connect your. Oh, sorry, I've gone on Ever Swap. Hold on just a moment. Big face. I'm just going to share this. Okay, launch ever revoke. Okay, here we are. Good. So I'm going to connect my wallet quickly as well. I connected it previously, so hopefully it'll be okay. Great. So here we are. So this is what ever revoke does. You can revoke all of your previously interacted on smart contracts. You can see at the moment, the only one that I've got there is USDC, and that's when I swapped USDC to USDT and lost 10% because of what happened earlier in the week, the depegging. When I say the term, and well, any term with the term pegging in, yeah, I don't know, get a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, so when the depegging happened, I swapped USDC to USDT, and we can see that there, that PancakeSwap, I granted it an unlimited amount or access to an unlimited amount of my USDC. You can, when the message pops up in your MetaMask or whatever wallet you're using, is edit that amount to say, you know, you can only access the amount you're swapping, say $100 or whatever. But default, it gives you it requests an unlimited amount to swap. So by using ever revoke, all you need to do is click revoke, then revoke again there, authorize it in your wallet, and it'll be done. I'm not going to do it on stream because I'd need to, do like click around on my ledger, just be a bit antisocial. And that's not what this stream's about. Anyway, moving on to just overviews of the week. So what I'm going to do on CoinMarketCap, so on the main page of CoinMarketCap, it's got the top 100 by market cap different tokens. And if we look at the 7-day gains, there's been some incredible gains the last 7 days. And if we look at the losses or the biggest losers for this week, there's not been that many losers, so to speak. Obviously, MakerDAO is there, and a lot of the collateral in MakerDAO is or was USDC, so that explains the slight decrease there. But 8.71 over a period of 7 days is, in crypto, nothing. You know, we're used to a lot more volatility than that. Anyway, so 7-day increases that some of them that have done very well. Conflux with up 126%, Stacks up 101%, Immutable X up 84%, Singularity.net or Agix, which I'm a big personal fan of, up 61%. Let's have a look a little bit more in detail at what these projects do and why essentially they're going up in price. So this is Singularity.net. The ticker is Agix or AGIX. If you are invested in any token at all that's gone up, quite a lot this week, let me know in the comments. And yeah, we can look at it on stream or something. Or if there's any token at all you want me to look at, just type in the comments and that'd be good. So first one, Agix. So as you can see on their website, they're heavily involved in AI. One of their biggest offerings at the moment is an AI marketplace. But yeah, we'll look through their website a little bit and see what they're about. So welcome to the next generation of decentralized AI. Their vision is what they want to be is the world's leading decentralized AI marketplace running on the blockchain. Their core mission is the development of artificial general intelligence, AGI, for a beneficial technological singularity. And so that explains their ticker. Sorry, their ticker. That sounded really weird to me. So that explains their ticker name, Agix. So artificial general intelligence, AGI, and then X, Agix. There you go. And so this one, I'm just going to double check that I get the number right. So Agix this week is up 62%. And let's have a look at their AI marketplace. So this is Agix or Singularity.net AI marketplace. The actual website for them, though, is singularitynet.io. And to access the marketplace, beta.singularitynet.io. And you can go down and see what different people are offering in terms of AI. There's a lot of bots, speech translation, that sort of thing. You can also, one of my colleagues is, I don't want to say came from here, but at BSC News, we're experimenting a lot with AI, ChatGPT, that sort of thing. Obviously, we're not going to turn the whole website into just some automated AI thing. But yeah, we're experimenting with it to see what benefits it can, bring our community and bring our media outlet. But yeah, we can see on Singularity.net, they've got quite an impressive AI marketplace. So if you're interested in anything AI, you can go to beta.singularity.net.io, and here you are. I think you could also request projects to be done as well, a little bit like Fiverr. But don't quote me on that. Anyway, moving on. So the next one, Immutable X. Again, another project with X at the end. They're 7-day gains. Let's just have a quick look at it. Obviously up a lot. And let's see what Immutable X are about. So Immutable X, what they do, the developer platform for Web3 games. So if you're interested in developing a Web3 games, Immutable X offers the tools to help you. On the right-hand side, we can see some very impressive projects such as Alluvium, Gods Unchained, Congregate, Guild of Guardians, Cross the Ages, as well as a lot more. So with, theoretically, hopefully, a bull run starting, there might be a lot of developers interested in building new Web3 games, and obviously other people will want to get a bit of that slice of cake, and so perhaps buying the Immutable X token. Moving on to the next one, which is Stacks. So Stacks, their 7-day gain, again, is up significantly, which is good to see. It is good to see solid projects growing, projects that are offering something unique and very, very beneficial to the space. It's really, really good to see them, growing. So what do Stacks do? Here we are. So a Bitcoin layer for smart contracts. You might have heard of ordinals, that sort of thing. So they're involved to an extent in that. So they say that you can create smart contracts and build decentralized applications on Bitcoin with the Stacks layer. Apologies. So they've got, you can read a lot about them. So for example, WTF is a Stacks token and why is it pumping? And you can read a lot more about them. But they integrate, bridge, and allow access to essentially, Bitcoin, DeFi, Bitcoin, NFTs through the Stacks ecosystem. And obviously at the moment, I think DGods, are currently releasing their collection as ordinals, maybe. I saw one of my colleagues tweet about it. But again, that's as far as I'd go with that. On to the next one, which is the last of the top 4 that we looked at on Coin Market Cap. Conflux, their 7-day gains are, let's have a look. Great, up again. So if you bought at the beginning of the week at 16 cents, you're up more than double. So congratulations if you did. And let's see what they are about. So blockchain without barriers. Conflux enables creators, communities, and markets to connect across borders and protocols. So I can never say. It's interoperable. Interoperability. Again, I didn't say that right, and I know that, and I'm not ashamed of it. But this is, something that they offer. Interoperability. And as they said at the top, creators, communities, and markets to connect across borders and protocols, bridges without borders. So there you go, the CFX token, and that's their ticker. So those are the sort of top gainers for this week as well, which is interesting. And I think we could see sort of going forward into next week and the future, more AI-focused projects, for example, like SingularityNet.io or AGIX, increase more as they come out with more projects, and also AI is developed further. Obviously, ChatGPT-4 has come out, and who knows what impact that will have or is having. It's an incredible tool. If you haven't used ChatGPT-4 yet, you can ask it so much stuff. What I like about the new iterations of it is that the old ones, it didn't have up-to-date news and up-to-date information, but this one, it does. So you can ask it anything, and it will get back to you. on the BSC News sort of internal server. We have one hosted on one of our PCs, and we can talk to it there. And essentially, you can ask questions like Google. So if you don't want to use Google and you just want to use ChatGPT, you can. You can ask it to write code. It's incred. You can also ask it to look at smart contracts and if there's any vulnerabilities in them. So, yeah, is that the future of auditing? Will there be a need for auditing companies in the future? I hope so, because I think they're really good. For example, I'm a huge fan of what Hacken do, what Certic do. But could these be made to an extent redundant with ChatGPT? I don't know. Well, that's not a question that I'm qualified to answer. Anyway, I want to go back a little bit to the chat that I had with Peter from Everise yesterday, who is really interesting chat. And this is going to be one of the last things I cover before we end the stream. And I do all hope you have a wonderful weekend afterwards, by the way. You're more than welcome to say hello, send us a message if there's anything you want us to cover, anything like that. He talked a little bit about the SEC and Ripple, and how the SEC are essentially taking the role of crypto police, which I thought was an interesting point to make. Again, if I haven't quoted that correctly, apologies, but if you are interested in this, do go back and watch the conversation that I had with him on our YouTube channel. What I'm going to show you, though, is a few interesting things that I found on the sec.gov website. So on sec.gov, they have something called EDGAR, which is essentially the database of all SEC filings. And this is from 2016. Hopefully this is, I found it public source, so it's not like I'm sharing confidential data. But yeah, so this is from 2016. I'm pretty sure it was from 2016. I saw 2016. Yeah, so Ripple Labs Inc. Notice of exempt offering of securities. And to me, that reads like they're exempt of offering securities. But I don't know. This might be some legal term that I just am completely missing the point on. But it's quite interesting to see that the Ripple case goes back a long time ago, and it's been going on for a long time. I think of Ripple or XRP as, it could stay where it is. Obviously, if the SEC ruled that it is a security, and I don't know what would happen, obviously the price would go down and people would be a bit bearish on XRP. But if SEC said, no, not a security, go for it, it could really take off. But we'll see. So I'm just, where is it that I saw the date? I'm sure it's at 2016. Oh yeah, here we are, 2016. So in 2016, I'm pretty sure this is Ripple. Yeah, Ripple Labs Inc. They filed this. Yeah. But again, I'm not 100% sure, but it's very financy and legally. I'm not 100% sure how to interpret this. If you search for Ripple Labs using their CIK number on EDGAR, you can find a number of different filings. And I'm sure there's more as well that I don't know how to find them because the database is vast. I'll show you as well. If we go to sort of the EDGAR homepage, hold on a second. So filings, or search and access. If you go to latest filings, so these are all the filings that the SEC has received. And you'll be able to see that, it's not just one or two a day. Every minute there's multiple. So the minute of 33 past, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 32 past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 10 filings a minute for the SEC, which is a lot. They've got a lot of work to do. I don't know how many people work there, but there's an incredible amount of information there. Obviously, if you know how to use this database to your advantage, you can get the news first. So when some Ripple news happens, often it'll be here. But because, I don't want to sit here all day, or I could perhaps, get alerts and things, but that's where a lot of people get their information from here. Anyway, that brings us to the end. It's been a very, very interesting week in crypto. Hold on, just going to close this. As we saw sort of at the start of the stream, a lot of liquidations, a lot of price movement. Obviously, BTC at the moment is holding that dominant position, and we'll see next week if any funds move into alts, which is to an extent perhaps to be expected because of the Bitcoin dominance rising at the moment. But again, it's crypto. Anything could happen. We do not know what is around the corner. But thank you very, very much, as always, everyone, for tuning in. We're live every weekday, 7 p.m. UTC, YouTube, Twitter, Trovo, Rumble, Twitch, and a lot of other platforms as well. But yeah, the main ones are Twitter and also YouTube. But have a wonderful weekend. Do not invest what you cannot afford to lose, and trade safe as always. If you've got any comments, thoughts at all, do send us a message. However, I wish you all a great